Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Card Blitz. This is episode number 13. If you want to find us on the internet, you can always find us on Facebook at our Facebook group page under Card Blitz. Also, you can find us on Instagram at Card Blitz Show, as well as shoot us an email, info@blitzweekly.com, or leave a comment in YouTube. And I'm joined by my co-host, my good buddy, Patrick Marshall. Patrick, what's
How's
happening,
it going, guys? How you doing?
dude? It is good
Good.
times. It's Wednesday night here, and we are getting ready for the weekend and a little Final Four.
That's right. That's right.
And my
Correct.
Mavericks are somehow relevant. They made like they're like in some playing game apparently, with like 4 or 5 games left in the season.
Yeah, are they number 7 or 8? Are they? They're
No, they're
holding
like
on.
I think they're number 9, or maybe 10,
Okay. Okay.
and I
So
think
that's
they're number
okay.
9 still. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Lively's coming back. Well, Gafford should be back soon, and Anthony Davis. Apparently, he's come back, and good things are happening.
That's good. Yeah, but my Rockets are doing pretty well. I mean, obviously, I'm a Mavs fan as well, living in Dallas for a long time. But the Rockets are playing great, and I couldn't tell you.
That's a hot team,
I
man.
could tell you maybe one player. I mean, they're they're they're
That's your
they're
team.
they're like a
You
team
traded away
player.
my one player, dude.
I mean, they're a team. They're a team. I mean, that's what's crazy, and they play awesome defense. I mean, it's a fun group. So I'm sure Houston's happy. So
Maybe our two teams will square off in the playoffs this
dude,
season.
that'd
We'll
be
see.
great. Hard, it'd be awesome. So
Well,
what's
dude,
going on this week, Kelly?
definitely, we gotta get things going with this this whole birthday thing, man. And today is the birthday for the pride and joy of Vernon, Connecticut, Bill Romanowski.
I mean, this guy. I mean, he was a talented player, but wow, he was known more for his on-field antics than I think he was for how good he was. I mean, he won 4 Super Bowls, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, so living here in Charlotte, and I was not living here when this happened, but I saw an interesting tidbit on what Romanowski would do. Like, so in 1997, he was fined $20,000 for breaking Kerry Collins' jaw in preseason. This is preseason.
Were they on the same? No, they were opposing teams in a
No,
preseason
they're
game.
opposing teams preseason, and in '96, the Panthers went 12-4 and were in the playoffs. In '97, after Kerry Collins broke his jaw, and I couldn't tell you who the backup was, but they went 7-9. So Romanowski was that kind of polarizing guy where he didn't slow down at all. Preseason didn't matter. Regular season, playoffs. I mean, he was a tough guy.
Well, yeah, our 59-year-old, as a 49er, and a Cowboys fan, no, totally
Yeah,
against.
I
Goes to
agree.
the Eagles in the same division, totally against him. Ends up
Yeah,
with the Broncos with John Elway and Terrell Davis. Got some
yeah.
rings.
That was '97. That was '97 when he was in the Broncos. Yeah,
Yeah. And then he finished his career, appropriately, I think, with the Raiders, the bad guys of the NFL, a lot say. So, you know,
yeah.
polarizing, like you said, definitely ties to steroids. He admitted that. He's had a tough go post NFL career, as far as like finances and stuff. I don't think he's doing that well. I think he declared bankruptcy, if I remember correctly.
Okay, but he's the kind of guy that I mean, you would probably love him or hate him. I mean, and that I think makes a statement for a player. I mean, you love the guy, or you're like, oh, can't stand him. But you know what? You remember the guy like that. So it's
Uh,
kind of cool. So
Definitely.
he's a fitting birthday.
Yep. It's part of the madness that's now into April.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's
Yeah,
not April Fool's anymore. It's April 2nd. So, um, well, dude, let's talk about hobby news for a second. And this Paul Skeens card, this update, Topps Chrome autographed rookie patch. Did you hear how much that thing went for?
I think it's over $1 million if I'm not
Definitely.
mistaken.
Yeah, like 1.11 million.
Now, don't I mean correct me if I'm wrong, but did the Pirates offer him $500,000 and a whole slew of other things, and then he decided to keep it, the kid and his family?
Remember he had like the private softball camp. He also had the tickets to sit like his own
Oh, that's right.
suite.
It was 30 years behind home plate, and but
Yeah.
he's from like Delaware, and this is in Pittsburgh or something. So,
I think he's out west in California,
or
but
something like that. Yeah. Like,
yeah, like he's not gonna be making those flights too often to all those home games. But I mean, good for the kid.
correct.
1.1 million minus whatever fees the auction house needed, and Uncle Sam, he's gonna want his cut of that. But happy for the kid. I was shocked to find out that that card went for more than Paul Skeen's salary
Yeah.
for the
Wow.
season.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a 12-year-old kid, right? Like
Yeah,
11, 12 years old.
11-year-old kid. Yeah, his
So
family will get the
he
money.
clears 600,000 invested for 20 years. I mean, college paid for.
And then
Wedding
some.
ring paid for, house paid for, kids
Baseball
paid
card
for.
collection paid for.
He's doing well.
Yeah, good for that kid, right?
Yeah, I agree. That's a good tidbit. I like that.
And the thing I found of interest was that Dick's Sporting Goods was the bidder that won.
I
And,
didn't. Oh,
yeah, and they're based their headquarters I think are it's based up there near Pittsburgh.
wow, really? I did not know that. That's good, Kelly. I
Yeah,
that's
they're gonna have it at a shop near the stadium.
wow. That's pretty crazy.
Well, it got me to thinking though about like the whole Shohei 50-50 ball. You know how like the owner of Nvidia bought it
Yeah. Yep.
and then put his in display in Taiwan in Taipei. And so, it got me to thinking about like, yeah, it's no longer going against like individuals for auctions. Now you got like companies
Yeah.
and they're allocating maybe marketing dollars to this. And so it's a different approach. And I
Yeah.
wonder how much more we'll see that in the hobby moving forward, where companies bid for cards and
Yeah.
memorabilia.
As opposed to an investor who bid $1 million for Mark McGuire's home run ball, stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
remember that back in the late 90s?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
That
Very
historic
cool.
season with him and Sosa.
Yep.
90, was it 97?
98. 98.
98.
Yeah.
98, man. So, oh man, that was almost 30 years ago.
Yep. Pretty cool.
We're getting older.
That's right.
Dude, so
I guess there's some dark here. It's all
yeah,
right.
yeah, but we got a few left.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you had seen it, if you go through your collection, if you found any cool like show and tell cards.
I did, and this is something cool. I picked this up at a card show maybe about 6 months ago, and I think it's really cool because I think this guy. I'm talking about baseball now, guys. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And I'm a huge fan of these Topps archives. I mean, I love them. And when I see like more like relevant players, like new players, get them, like have a card on there. I mean, I buy them up. I don't know. There's something about them. 72 Topps archive, but I think Vlad Guerrero Jr. has a chance to win the MVP this year. I'm just saying.
Throwing it
Even
out
though
there. He's in the
Bobby
contract
Witt
year.
Jr. is out there, but I think this guy he has not reached his potential yet. So
Well,
I think it's a cool card. I loved it.
hopefully he'll remain a Blue Jay. He's in a contract year, like I said, and
Yeah.
if he can perform up to the hype and the Blue Jays pony up the money, then he can solidify himself in the history of that team by going and doing great things.
Well, I mean, like Jackson Merrill signed a 9-year, $135 million deal today. I mean, Vlad Guerrero, he's, I mean, yeah, he turned down some massive money a couple weeks ago. I mean, this is some like 300, 200 something million. I'm like, it was crazy.
His agents probably tell him like you'll get more. You can perform, you'll get paid more. Look at the contract, Soto, Otani.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. And you mentioned Jackson Merrill. You said getting
Yep.
paid.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan.
I
They're going
mean,
to
I mean,
maximize their potential
and just
income.
being a big Jesse Barfield and George Bell fan of the Blue Jays back in the '80s. I mean, a guy like this. I mean, he's got home run. I mean, he can thump it.
You weren't thinking
So,
Joe Carter,
oh,
1992 World
absolutely.
Series,
Oh, dude, it was great.
World
Don't
Series.
get me started. We can go all through like it's good. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely, man.
What about you, Kelly? Anything you picked up lately?
Well, yeah, man. I found some of these that I got at the Dallas Card Show a few weeks ago, and I'm kind of like getting really enamored with
Ooh,
this set,
I
man.
like the one on the top. That's cool. Larry Zonka was my man. That was awesome.
dude. Yeah, but it's a cool looking design.
It is.
And 73 Tops football. I mean, there's a lot of history behind the set, but like you said, it's clean. Check out this Riggins uh, card, man. This
Yeah, I've seen that card before. I mean,
dude.
that's unique. I like it.
Well, because the next year he had a different kind of haircut,
That's right.
and
You want?
then, dude, you got the Electric Company and
Oh
OJ,
yeah,
the Juice.
nice.
This would be
You know
very
what's
much.
clean. You know what's clean about this cards? It's the picture, and then it's a little bit of a like almost like a metal, like a like something you'd get for like when you ran track
Oh,
back in
you're
the
thinking
day.
like a
Just
ribbon,
super simple, very simple. That's it.
the
You don't have to
ribbon,
do anything
the
fancy.
award ribbon,
Yeah.
participation. Here you go,
No,
D.
well, not participation. Here you go. You're the best
Oh,
running back in the country.
2003 yards that season in 73.
It's amazing. In 14 games. Let's remind our viewers. I mean,
Definitely, man. So, the thing about it is, 72 Tops football had 361 cards, I believe.
okay.
73 bumped it up to like 528 cards.
Wow. I did not realize that. That's a good stat.
So it's a little bit of a bump, but there's a ton of great rookies in there, man. Like Kenny Stabler's in there and
Yeah.
Kenny Anderson, and then it's just some great like legends, like Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Namath,
Yeah.
Mean Green, uh, Jack Youngblood. I think that
Yeah.
rookie card year.
Well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
73 Tops. I'm debating. I mean, I've got some cool cards. Do I want to get the other 525 I'm missing or 522 or whatever it is? We'll see, man. But I'm debating.
Yeah.
So, CardBlitz fans, give me a heads up, man. If you can, just help me guide the ship here and make a decision because I'm thinking 73 Tops football or maybe 77 Tops football.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one too.
So,
That's
talking about
tough.
like designs and look at old school players and
I'd like to hear some opinions on
collectability.
that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Definitely, man. Well, as I alluded to earlier, it's kind of like a Final Four weekend, in the men's
Yep.
and women's basketball. And so, I liked your idea with kind of coming up with our own like Final Four, Grail cards, gold cards, cool cards to get if
Yeah.
money wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah. And we're gonna stick with this is gonna be basketball related because this is the Final Four. So it's gonna be pretty neat. And like just reporting to you guys about some of the cards that I think are pretty cool. I mean, I'll start off if that's cool,
Well,
Kelly.
what are the rules to this?
I think the rule should be like 1970 to present,
Okay.
and then less than $999.
Okay, so
Buy it
under a
now.
grand, under
Buy
a
it now.
grand.
Yep, buy it now.
Buy it now on which platform you going with?
I'm gonna go eBay because it's very relevant to everybody.
Everyone
So
has access to it versus some of the other auction houses,
great,
right?
and I spend a lot of time on eBay. I buy and sell, so
Okay. So
I think that's
1970 to
pretty cool.
present, 1,000 or less has to be a buy it now. Any other parameters you can think of?
No, I mean just it's just players that I
Oh,
mean I
four
think
four cards, right?
yeah, four cards. I think players that you and I would PC if we could. So
We could. So yeah, man, let's see what research you came up with. I'll share what I came up with, and then we'll let the Card Blitz fans share their thoughts in the
oh,
comments, right?
should we do a jump ball? You gonna tip off? You want to start? You want me to start?
I'll start, man.
Okay.
All right. So like the first card that I'd go after is and it's not really a card. It's a sticker. It would be
Ooh.
the 1986 Michael Jordan sticker.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, like a PSA 7 because anything higher than that, one, it's gonna be over budget, but two, the actual like 86 Fleer card or the 85 or 84 star cards, I like that's not gonna be my range. But when you think of Jordan, NBA all-time great. He's
Yeah.
Jordan. He's just great. So
Yeah.
I get as close to that mark as I can with the budget. So that's what my research found. Like I said, for my first one, that's what I would go with on eBay.
Yeah,
How about
and it's stickers were not that. I mean, I don't think they made that many of them, so that's not a bad choice.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, if the windfall happened, that's the first one I would purchase. How about
yeah,
you?
you know what? I like. I'm going to stick with Jordan. MJ. I mean, Jumpman, I'm going to go with the 92 Topps Archives. I
Okay.
love those reprints of, and it's a 1984 Topps card of Michael Jordan dunking.
Oh,
And
that kind of layout and design, right?
yeah, it's a pretty sweet look. Everyone knows the Mattingly.
Yeah, right.
Picture the Mattingly, but picture Bulls and Jordan on the bottom. And he's going up, tongue out, dunking. I saw it. I go,
Classic Jordan,
I
right?
have to have that. But there's a PSA 10 out there for $499. And I think it's cool. I mean, it's not the most valuable car that Jordan has, obviously, but
But
I
it's one to
mean,
make you happy, right?
it made it's got the eye appeal that I was like, wow, this is cool. I want that card.
The one that I think of whenever you talk about like that midair slam dunk, tongue
Yeah.
hanging out is it 9091 hoops, I think? That's a
Yes.
great,
Yeah.
great card. I know I've got one because I was like, dude, this I don't have a lot of Jordan cards, but that's one that I had to grab.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like it. What about you, Kelly?
Second card, man. And it's one that I fell in love with when I lived in Taiwan. It's the 96, 97 Kobe Bryant EX 2000 set. It's transparent, or it's not transparent, but I guess it's one of those
A
cards that,
hologram?
well, it's you can see through it for
Oh,
part of it. So it's this awesome green, uh, border on the front, but it has like the some clouds in the background with an image of Kobe, and on the back it would be like the reverse of that image. And so um, I like that design so much that when baseball had come out, I purchased a couple of boxes and I put together the baseball set from 96, 97 because I just thought those were like just the most awesome cards. And whenever I think of Kobe, he's like one of the greats. So that's a
yeah.
card I would have to get.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's a BGS 8.5. I'm not going to be a stickler and say, hey, I only stick to one kind of slab. So I'm definitely open to that. And the price is right, man. It's under 1,000. It's at $900.
And bridging off that, I'm going to go with the godfather of Michael Jordan, Julius Erving, 1972 Tops. I mean, Dr. J.
Hmm.
There's a rookie signed PSA Auto 9 or Auto 10. Sorry, that's like perfect autograph of Julius Erving, and I think it's super cool. And I saw it out there for $865. But the reason I liked it because it has the ABA team of the Squires on his on the card, and I think that's so cool.
Weren't,
And those
weren't
old
they
those
like Virginia
yep,
Square, stuff
Virginia
like that?
Squires, and the old school way of those cards, and you see the team name, you're like, who is that? And I hope young collectors and collectors who maybe do not even dabble in the NBA. I mean, take a look at those cards. They're kind of
Oh, some
vintage,
of those
man.
vintage basketball cards.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I mean, for some reason that it drew my eye and I love it. And it's Dr. J. I mean, the guy's got one name, Dr. J. That's all you
Hmm.
need to know. I mean, it's pretty cool. If you have a nickname in life, Kelly, what they say is you've made it in life. If you have a nickname, you've done
Let's say
well.
if you're a doctor, right?
Yeah,
That's what
exactly. And a doctor of a nickname.
if you got a doctor, you're good to go,
You have
man.
a doctorate degree and a nickname. I never thought about that. That's magic.
Definitely. Well, hey, my research on eBay for my third card, and like you, I kind of went vintage on this one, is the 1969 70 Topps Tall Boy. It's the Lou Alcindor, aka, or I guess official name change would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yeah,
That's his
yeah,
rookie card. And
nice.
it's a
Yeah,
sweet card, and it's in a tux. It's an SGC 3.5. And when I see that card, and I think, everything he did basketball, but also the acting thing, as a kid, watching him in that movie Airplane cracked me up, man. That
do
just
you speak
watch,
jive?
the whole Roger, Clarence.
It's awesome.
And then I'm talking to a little kid about running up and down the court and stuff. And I just, and now he's much more serious. Obviously, he's written some books, and he's trying to, better society. And so, why not
Yeah,
get a rookie card of a great person, as well as being, an all-time NBA legend himself.
yeah. I mean, I totally agree. And I mean, I mean that's a perfect segue into like my next one is like the same set. I love the 6970. I think it's great, the tall boys. And I looked back and did a report on this guy a long time ago, and I think this is pretty cool. But Oscar Robertson, I mean, he's the first person ever in the NBA to average a triple double
Oh
in one
wow.
season, and that was 1961. I mean, you think about that in depth. I mean, I think Russell Westbrook did it 30 years later, maybe 40 years later, but I mean, that's an incredible feat to
60
do. So
years later,
the,
maybe.
I mean, it's a long. I mean, have maybe our age. I have no idea later, but I mean that stat is amazing. But this card is 1969, 1970 tops tall boy. It's signed by Oscar Robertson. It says Hall of Fame 79 on the signature. I mean, it's very cool. I mean, I like those cards that have that little personal imprint. It gives you a little stamp in time. But he played for the Cincinnati Royals, which is pretty cool. They later became Kansas City, and it's $600. Um, I mean, I'm thinking about buying it, but I mean, it's really cool. If I had the money, I would do it. But I mean,
If the windfall
these are
comes through, right?
these are iconic cards. I mean, they're pretty cool. I mean, these are PC, so I like it a lot.
Well, man, I'm gonna close mine out, my four, with another $1,000 card. It's 999 on eBay. So my findings, my research, it's the 98.99 Dirk Nowitzki SP Upper Deck SP card. But this one is, and it had a print run of 3,500 of
Okay,
that card, but it's autographed by Dirk Nowitzki. And so for me,
nice.
Mavs fan, Dallas
Oh,
guy, going to those finals games in 2011. He, as my son calls him, Uncle Dirk. You
he's
know,
awesome.
dude,
Yeah,
like he is the Mavs to me, and so if I'm gonna have a collection and a great windfall of unexpected money, that's the card I'm gonna get, man. I
that's
think
pretty
that's one
cool.
that I would cherish and keep in my collection for a long time.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And I would take that same thought process you have, Kelly, and that love for Uncle Dirk, and I would transfer it over to a 2006, 2007 Fleer signed dual autograph of Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, growing up in
That would be a
Houston,
special card for you, right?
it's awesome. It's a limited print. Number 3 out of 10. It's signed by both players. I mean, I think the one I'm looking at is a BGS. It's a 9 for the card, but the auto is a 10, 749.99. And
Alumni
if you're
Ink,
a
right?
what's that?
Alumni Ink, I think is
Yeah, it's
the
Alumni Inc.
insert
That's
or something like
correct. And if you're a Rockets fan, I mean, that 1995 season was magical. They were sixth seed in the playoffs, and they won the NBA title. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, it was a great time to be in Houston at that time. So,
Was that the second of their two
yeah,
titles? The back to
yep,
back? All right.
yeah, it was very cool, man.
So
Very
that
cool.
sense of nostalgia is there for you for the Elijah Wan Drexler card and the memories of the title runs and
Yeah,
that
pretty
point of
sweet.
your life, right? Something special.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Definitely, man. Well, hey,
So,
Card Blitz fans, yeah, I mean that's our research, and if you have any questions, reach out to us. Either on Facebook or in the comments here on YouTube or at info@blitzweekly.com. But at this
yeah,
point, Patrick, we need to kind of segue into cards and repacking and grab bags and kind of I want to get your thoughts on that, man, because when I was growing up, to me, like a grab bag was always even if they're like $5 back in the late 80s,
oh yeah,
it was $5 thrown away. I was like,
yeah.
what is it? You would get like a bunch of garbage and commons and I just it put a sour taste in my mouth and so I'm like the whole repacking thing doesn't wow me, but maybe you've got a different opinion. You've done some research. What do you think?
No, I totally agree with you because when I had like $10 left or $8 left in my pocket, and I'm like, what do I want to? I can't decide. I can't decide. I have to spend my money. I'm at a
You're
card
leaving a
show.
card show and you see
Back
the
in the day, I'm
flags
like,
there.
what do I do? I'm like, oh, a $5 grab bag. Yes, and it's a brown bag special.
Yeah, it was always in
You expect to
Staples.
open
They
it
had
up.
no idea.
You expect to open it up like a little thing of like sour like chocolate milk in there, but you didn't. You got a card which was just a sour, but it was pretty neat.
It was for
So
me. I always felt like it was a group of like 20 cards, and they would
yeah,
say $5 of value. And I'm like, what's the
Guaranteed.
value?
Well, at that present time and at October of '88, yes, $5.
You like 25 cent cards, you're like,
Yeah.
uh, I don't
But
need
but
this card. What is it?
but Kelly, this thing's unique. I mean, so Fanatics has come out with these new grab bags,
Okay.
and apparently they were supposed to go into circulation on the market on March 11th. I've been trying to do some research because I think these are really neat. I think this is a great marketing idea, but they're supposed to be available for $250 each, and you're guaranteed a value of your grab bag of $90 to 3,800 bucks, up to 3,800 bucks, and you get one graded card. There's a guarantee. There's thousands of cards that have been selected for this. But my question is, I don't. I tried to do some research and ask some other, some dealers and people out there. I mean, have they bought one of these? Does anybody have any feedback on what's out there? I haven't seen that yet. So, have you heard anything else or seen anything new about that?
The only thing I heard was it Odyssey, I think is what they're calling the product.
Okay,
And so yeah, it's supposed to be like I guess a bunch of singles and the one graded card with the floor being $90, but the market's always changing. So like that
right.
$90, when did that go into effect? And are they using like card ladder or market movers or you know and are they
Yeah.
all PSA grades or is it
No, yeah, I
trading
don't know
cards
that.
or I
And
don't know either, man. I for something
what's
that's supposed to
interesting to me
be
is like
hot, I'm curious.
I wonder if Fanatics is going to label them or number them like this is grab bag number 11, grab bag number 380, grab bag number 570. Is there going to be a checklist of these grab
There are a
bags? And
limit of grab bags.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And when people open them up, does it instantly make that checklist number? Like here's what was in grab bag 470. I mean, I'd be interested if they do something like that because that almost classifies them as a kind of like a manufacturer of cards using other cards, but with their name. It's kind of cool, but I don't know if the value's there. Um, it seems like a marketing that they're throwing a marketing pitch out there to see if anyone's going to hit it. I don't know. So
Well, the other thing I saw is it's only baseball.
okay,
Once they get the licenses, in the near future for football and NBA, they're gonna have those products as well. Um, the other question that I had regarding this is that, like Fanatics buys tops, so they're producing cards.
yep,
They have their own auction site, right? Fanatics Live. You throw in this product, this repack product, how obviously they want to make their money, and I get that. But as a collector, do they is that too much of a monopoly? Is it too, is it who's going to check the
right,
person making all this, the company making all this stuff? Where are the checkpoints and who's auditing it? And it's a for them it's a field day of making money. They're printing money.
yeah.
Now they're going to print more money. Let them make their money, but there's got to be something that's fair for the collectors, for us hobbyists.
So it's only tops cards. Is that what you're saying? You think? Or
I'm thinking that, but
yeah.
also, because why would they hype up, you know, uh, when you think of baseball, they're not going to be putting in panini cards
Well, no, no, no. What I'm getting at is if they did,
or from
it'd be a
like the late '80s, what they're going to draw up like some King Griffey Jr. upper deck card, like, hey, it's a PSA 8,
well, yeah, yeah. I pull a 1991 tops Jeff Reardon. It's a PSA 10. Sweet. I mean,
$90 value.
yeah. So, like, what I'm wondering is, what years are the grading? Like, what classifies the grading years? That's a
You
question I have. So,
to our friends at Fanatics, can y'all send us like a press release so we can get a heads up?
yeah, that'd be awesome because I mean, I think it's cool.
The
I think
idea, but I'm curious,
there's
like,
a there's a segment there. I'm not sure how they do it though, and I'd like to. I think our viewers and I think people should know. I mean, a little bit more about how this works. So
what's stopping them from putting, some Tops Now card, and saying, oh, hey, look what we found in the warehouse, this of 25, you know, just some player that's not wowed now that back then was hot, but a year later isn't. Uh,
yeah,
Good question, man. I don't know the checklist idea. I didn't think of that. It's gonna be out there on a website and you can actually like reference it or
Yeah,
their
I mean,
app and
imagine
put
if
it
you
on
could
here.
see it and then they classify it, and this was like the premier year, and then 2026 grab bag, and then maybe they change the name a little bit from grab bag into something else. Maybe the marketing kicks in, the collectors are hooked, the older collectors like us. We're like, cool, I want to check that out again.
What's it? It's,
And
it's called Instant Rips, right?
yeah, yeah, or whatever may be the catchy name,
But
but it
Instant
could,
Rips in the year, but then saying, hey, here's a product that we're looking at from
yeah, it could
here's the
evolve.
entire checklist and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The
that's pretty. I
potential's
mean,
there, but also I'd like to see some people ripping it. Maybe it's on some other channels. I got to do more research.
yeah.
Um, I wonder if Instant Rips is, what if it makes its way to the secondary market? People buy them and then they throw them on eBay.
Well, that's what I was getting
Hard
at.
show
So
dealers have them at their tables. Hey, they paid 250, they're selling them for 350.
is Fanatics going after an exclusive, like it's not a patent, but a exclusive rights to whatever like series of cards they say, okay, in 2027 we're only doing, 1978 to 1980 tops graded, but they're all eight, or they're eight, nine, or 10 or above. I mean, do
Hmm.
they have an exclusive license for that aftermarket of that, of that purchase card that's graded? I mean, how are the grading companies going to work with that? I mean, everyone's going to have a piece of the pie. So it's different. It's a different way of thinking. So
Man, we are just ripping live, aren't we?
man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of different angles here. I mean, they can make a ton of money if it's done right, but everybody, I think it's great for the hobby. Everybody has to be involved though. There can't be
I,
two. I mean, I think everyone's going to have to work together though, but not necessarily Tops and Panini, but maybe Fanatics will have to work with. I mean, do they have a exclusive? They work exclusively with SGC. Does it
well,
promote that?
I mean, they're working with PSA, right?
Okay, okay, but does it promote maybe another grading company comes along and says, "Hey, Panini, can we be your grading company exclusively?" And we're going to do a grab
Well,
bag as
Collectors
well.
Universe, and I know what you're saying though. It could be BGS, it could be
Yeah,
CGC, it could be GMA or one of those other grading companies, TAG tag. Who
yeah,
knows, man? But and then like I said, with Fanatics, kind of getting those exclusive licenses for baseball, football, basketball. I mean, that's all in the very near future.
yeah.
You
Hmm.
know, I kind of reflect back on the old days of the '90s when you had 15 different manufacturers across all four sports and uh, lots of cool inserts, a lot of innovation with, cool looking cards with one and then the company designing and then with one company having control of making them, the product to sell it, they're ripping. It's an interesting time in the hobby and the next few years I think will, be interesting as well to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it's different. So, but
Well,
I mean, it's another approach of the way of the hobby staying on top of what's happening, make themselves relevant. Don't let the grading become stagnant over time. I mean, make it exciting. So this may be another way of doing that. Fanatics is a very forward-thinking company.
yeah.
They've done a lot of success in just not even brand apparel, but getting into tops and like you said, getting into cards.
And getting big name entertainers
Yes,
and athletes and former athletes to be a part of what they're doing. It's exciting, yes.
yeah,
Again, though, me personally, I like to see a lot of different designs and innovations, and I think you need that competition. So we'll see what happens. I
yeah.
do need to stump you though, because we're on the final countdown, man.
Okay, go for it.
All right, and this was going to be again March Madness, Final Four
Okay.
related. All right,
Christian
which
Leitner. I'm just kidding.
this is a program, sir.
Okay,
All
sorry.
right, which men's NCAA basketball program has the most March Madness tournament wins without a title? We're looking at four different schools.
Whew.
So, which one
Okay,
has the most March Madness wins without a title?
okay. This is a good one.
All right, number one is Purdue.
Okay,
Number two is Gonzaga. Number three is Illinois. And number four, your very own Houston Cougars. So,
Hmm.
which men's basketball program, NCAA, has the most tournament wins without a natty, without a national title?
They have not had one
Is it
national
gonna be
title.
Purdue, Gonzaga, Illinois, or Houston?
They have not had a national title.
They got the
I'm
most
going
wins,
with
but
I'm
not
going with
a title.
I'm going with the Fighting Illini. I'm going to Illinois.
That's a very good guess, sir, but you are wrong.
Oh,
It belongs to the Boilermakers
it's
of
Purdue.
Purdue.
See, I mean, I don't know my basketball history pre 1970, so I couldn't tell you. But I know Illinois. I mean, they've had great teams, but I can't remember them winning anything in the Common Era. I mean, I'd have to go back a long way. But the Cougars won it in 2021, and I mean, what Gonzaga won it in early 2000s or or 2010
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I feel like they won it about 20 years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
you narrowed it down. Here's a coin flip. You're like Illinois or Purdue. Which
It
one's it?
was Indiana versus Illinois, and and one of my best friends who lives in my neighborhood would be like, "Come on, man, how'd you not guess that?" He's a Boilermaker. We know this.
He's a Boilermaker.
Yeah,
Well, dude, it's been a good episode, and we'll definitely have to gear things up. I think the show's continuing to grow, and we're going to continue to grow our followers on Instagram and the Facebook group, and get more views for the shows. So I'm excited, man, and we're going to keep growing this thing.
that's right. We're at 13, and it's been lucky. Let's go. Keep moving.
Lucky number 13.
That's
We're
right.
in our teenage years, sir.
Between Patrick and Kelly, there's a lot of luck here. Come on, let's go.
All right, Card Blitz fans. Well, on that note, we are out of here, and have a good night.
All right. Bye, guys.